because it released that kind of debilitating nerve pressure on that. How's that one?
That was a big crunch.
So we have Bridget here today. She is an actor and dancer here in New York City. What do you want to look at today?
Left side of my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Here-ish, like left hip.
Left hip.
Sometimes my right knee bothers me.
What does the left hip do? Is it bending? Do you notice it? Or is it choreography that you do sometimes?
I notice it. I cycle sometimes. I notice it when I'm on the bike, actually. Like if I'm pulling back, I notice it when I'm kind of hinged.
Okay. So I'm going to have you lie face down.
Sure.
I'm going to check your alignment first. And I want to see what those legs are doing and what the hip is doing. And then we can always look at the neck as a second part of this, okay? And scoot down towards me just another inch. I'm going to put these little alignment shoes on.
Alrighty.
And that way we can, when we photograph it, we can really see up close if your legs are tugging unevenly. And you said it's your left hip that gets weird, right?
That's right, yeah.
So I'm suspecting possibly some internal rotation of the left hip. I'm suspecting possible tilting on the pelvis. Maybe the pelvis, it turns, a pelvis doesn't just turn, sideways. It can also roll. And so let's see what she presents with. So right away, look at this. Right away, your right leg is almost 1.5 centimeters shorter than the left.
Wow.
And it doesn't mean anything's wrong with your leg. It just means you're all jacked up. Okay? So, for example, watch this. So I'm going to push on your right leg and your hip lifts. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
But let's say you held that for me. So what muscles would you need to contract to hold that short?
Yeah.
Now, so hold the leg. I'm going to let go with my hand. Okay, do you feel that's jacked up?
Yeah.
So what if your body thinks that's its default setting?
Oh, man.
Right? And it's running around thinking that cramped feeling is normal.
Right.
Now let that go, and it evens. But in your case, it doesn't totally even. It's still 2 centimeters off. So I want to fix that.
Alrighty.
So I bring the legs up to position 2, they're even. I bring them all the way up. They come up evenly, but we're still just short on that side. So I'm just seeing the knees are not involved. I'm going to come up. May I push on the sits bone?
Sure thing.
Okay. So I'm going to turn on this instrument. It's the tapping instrument called the activator. I'm going to adjust into the sits bone. I'm going to adjust into the sacrotuberous ligaments. And I'm going to adjust into the ilium. This is called the fossa of the ilium, F-O-S-S-A. And now look at it. If we zoom in, they're even. So I got that to relax. I got that to chill out.
Cool.
Now, you said it's the left hip, right? So let's roll the hip. So as I bring the ankle out like this, it internally rotates the left hip, and the leg went short again. So I was right. You do have also an internal rotation left hip. And let's recheck that. So what I did is I shot up into the hip, in the front of the hip socket, and it's internally rotated. So I adjusted here, I brought it out, and I also took out some of the anterior movement. I didn't get it. So I got to do it again. I got some of it, but I didn't get it. So roll this hip up a little bit off the table. There we go. I felt it that time. You felt it too, right? Much bigger.
Wow.
So that's even. I challenge it with the rotational stress, and it holds. I like that. I just want to pull on this a little. There it goes. Okay. You feel me yank your leg? Good. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to have you lift this leg up. So you're going to lift up from here and then put it down and lift this leg up and do it one more time and tell me which one is harder to lift, left or right.
Left. Feels a little crunchy in the front of the hip.
Okay, so you're getting it in the front here?
I am, yes.
Okay, so lie on your back. I'm going to take these fun shoes off you now.
Sure.
You see what they look like?
Cute.
Yeah. You don't get to keep them. All right, so I'm going to come into here. Bend this knee.
Sure.
Pull that knee towards your chest and put it back down. So that's the movement. I'm going to reach in and grab your psoas muscle with my fingertip.
Whoa.
For me to find it, to be sure that I'm on it, I'm going to have you lift your knee again, and it should be right on it. There you go. I am. So now I'm going to adjust into it with the instrument, and I'm going pretty deep in there. And one more time. Good. Now lie face down again.
Okay.
That was fun, right?
Yeah, it was.
Nobody likes that. So lift right leg then left leg and see if it's still feeling the same on the front of the left leg. Still a little bit?
Feels fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So the next thing I'm going to do is just release a few spots in here. Do you feel this one here?
Oh, yeah.
Good. So take a breath in and blow it out. One more. Okay, none of those popped because that's not a good angle for you. I have to switch it up.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you lie on your back next. If one thing doesn't work, I usually just go somewhere else. There's no reason to just keep blasting something.
Yeah.
Scoot back up to the top of the table because there's so many different ways to get into a spot.
Absolutely.
You do it face down, face up. You can switch techniques, switch angles, switch intensities. That feels out. Do you feel that one?
Yeah, it feels funky.
So watch this. So hold your arm up.
Mm-hmm.
Make it firm like you're holding onto the ceiling almost. And don't let me push down. So strong. Good. So one more time. Strong. Good. Now I'm going to touch that crazy spot here.
Okay.
Hold. And the arm goes weak. One more time. Hold. The arm goes weak. Because I'm on a nasty nerve there.
Uh-huh.
So that was pretty big, right?
Yeah.
So let's do that again. So I'm holding the same nerve.
Oh, it feels
Hold
looser.
this arm up. Hold strong. Fight me. See how strong that is?
Yeah.
Because I released that
Yeah.
kind of debilitating nerve pressure on that. How's that one?
That was a big crunch.
That was a big one, right? Slide towards me. Remember I was trying to work on your thoracic area and it wouldn't go, so I probably can get it this way.
Okay. Oh.
Big one.
Oh.
Good. Come stand on that side of the table. See how that feels. What do you think?
Feels good. The front of my neck feels better. Like my whole face released.
Yeah. Your face
Feels
has a
good.
lot of color in it right now.
Feels great.
Good.
I think we got it.
I'm curious to hear how your hip does, so let me know.
Absolutely.
Do you feel any difference just moving it around?
I do. I
Good.
feel the difference on this side, actually.
Okay, good.
You know, that this isn't bothering me anymore.
All right, awesome. Thanks
Thank
for
you so
coming
much.
in. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Thank you.
Thanks.